Guys, this is Stuart and this is Stuart Scale Models, and this is my channel monthly update for December. Now, for a change, I won't be running through what I actually got as regards acquisitions. Reason being is because I haven't really got enough memory on the phone to record a long enough video. So what I'm going to do is I will do a separate one in regards of my stash update. So for this month, I thought what I would do after I've just run through my builds is just run through what I managed to obtain at Telford. Now, believe it or not, it's now just been a month since we actually, well, near enough, 3 weeks since I was at Telford, and we are now virtually 2 or 3 weeks until Christmas and the end of the year. So yeah, this year's just flown by, to be honest with you guys. So what I'll do first is just run on my latest update on how my builds are going. In regard to the Bandai Group build, I've come on quite a bit with the ATST since you last saw it. In fact, I'll just get it down, you can see for yourself. Here we go. There we go. There she is, as you can see. I'll zoom in. Right, trying to get her back on the stand, actually, bear with me. Let's get her straight a minute. There we go. It's a good thing about these Bandai kits, they have full movement, so you can manipulate them whichever way you want to, really. Okay, so let's just see if I can zoom in and we'll have a closer look at the kit. Oh, that's a little bit too close. Move in. You can see I've got the base virtually done. I actually first of all painted over the actual base colour, well, Steinarez, as you can see around the edges here, and then actually basically painted in the base colours, the green and the earth colour, and then basically used, if I can find them, applied with ordinary sort of PVC glue these little grass tufts, which you can see in this pack here, which I actually got from a company called Greenline, who are based over in Germany, and I sourced these on eBay. Absolutely brilliant. Very, very good, very effective, and I'm very happy with them, to be honest with you. And then obviously the last process was to put on the static grass, as you can see there, which I've actually got a big bottle of, which is Woodland Scenics actual static grass, as you can see here. So I've got plenty of that in this blooming great big bottle here. So along with that, I've got some snow as well, which I'm going to use for me M Group build dio. But as you can see, she's coming on really, really well. I'll just pan back a little bit. Bear with me a minute, guys. There we go. Oh, hang on. Pan in a little bit more. I've basically got the base coat down, and I've done a bit of chipping with AK's Rust Effects, using the chipping colour, and used what I thought was dark dirt wash, and it ended up being black wash. But to be honest with you, it's quite a happy accident, because it does look quite effective. Really pops out all the detail, which is absolutely excellent on these Bandai kits, and it just looks beaten up and a bit war weary, as you can see here. It really pops out all the detail, which is absolutely awesome. The only thing I've got to do on it now is just put a few rust streaks in here and there, and then just put some pastels on the gun where it's been fired, dull coat her, and she's done basically. And I should hopefully get the final reveal done, I think it's any time this coming week possibly, but don't hold me on that, guys, because at the moment with me working in retail, things can change. So there you go. As regards Chewy, he came up well as well, if I can get him into shot. as you can see here, if it's going to focus. There you go. So he's looking good. Again, I used the black wash on this. First colour I put down was a I think it was XF96 red brown, and then put in the dark yellow, which I normally use as Dunkelgelb. Clear coated him, did a little bit of flesh on his lips, as you can see here. Then put on the dark black wash after I'd clear coated it, so it really has come up. He really has come up very well. Obviously, I'll use the silver for the ammunition buckle. So yeah, it came up really well. And obviously, I used Wikipedia to get some photo reference on Chewie. So he's come up really well. So I'm very happy with the way this project is nearing completion. So there you go. So that's that one out of the way, nearly. And the next thing, obviously, is the progress I've done on the M group build. Now, to be honest with you guys, what with this being the main focus, the Bandai group build was focusing on that mainly, but I've got all the figures now in Stannarez. Obviously, to give it the shadow effect once I paint them. Unfortunately, I've had a little bit of a casualty. If you notice, the little Panzer Grenadier that I had running away is no longer there. Yeah, I had a bit of a nasty accident with him, unfortunately. Something fell off the shelf and he got smashed to pieces. And as you know, from my last update, I had a devil of a job to get him to glue together. This time, I couldn't even get him to glue together, not even with the old Zappa Cap here. He just didn't want to go back together, so he ended up in the bin. However, I have ordered a replacement figure, not exactly the same, but around that period. Again, he's running away. It's an SS officer, so it will come in very handy for the story I'm going to try and tell in the diorama itself. But as you can see here, I've got the sprockets in Stannarez and the rear idler wheels of the Sherman in Stannarez as well. And guys, you want to use this as a good primer, do so. The only thing I did to stop it from clogging my airbrush up was just basically put 50% mix of isopropyl alcohol in with it, just to thin it down a little bit. I know some modelers basically do it straight from the actual bottle. I don't, because the first time I tried it, it clogged my airbrush up. So I thought, right, I'll take a little tip of some modelers on YouTube and my brother who uses the same technique, and it goes down a lot better. So there you go. Again, with the actual Sherman, if I get him down, let's get the figures out of the way. That's been primed as well, ready for base coating. I might possibly use an AK graduation set, just give it some tonal variation, or use the technique Mike Cohen does. Basically put the base coat down, and then to lighten it, just put a little pinch of white in the paint, just to give it that sort of faded effect, as it were. So there you go. Again, beautiful little build. Stannarez went down beautifully. Admittedly, I've missed one or two little patches, but I'll probably go over those again. And then it'll be a case of getting on with the base coat and then painting all the detailed paintwork in, clear coat it, decals down, and then obviously I'll try a whitewash finish on this kit, because obviously it's in the middle of winter. Around about December 1944, January 1945, during the Ardennes offensive. So there you go. So basically that's as far as I've got on my builds, as it were. In terms of what I actually managed to purchase at Telford, I'm going to run through with you now, guys. The first thing I actually managed to get hold of when I was there was a few books. One of them I've already done an in-book review on. In fact, I've got a very good deal. A Pen and Sword, 3 books for £30. There we go, I'll bring them up. I've already done, as I say, two of them already done a sort of a book review, as it were, which are these two. Issued by Tankcraft on the Sherman from the British Army and the Royal Marines, 1944. And obviously the German Waffen SS Tiger 1 and Tiger 2 tanks, Eastern Front, 1944 as well. As well as that, I also got this book, Tiger 1 and Tiger 2 Images of War Special, written by Anthony Tucker Jones, and the illustrations in it are fantastic. You have a wealth of photographs of various tigers, including this Sturm tiger, which was captured near the end of the war, okay, in Russia. Ferdinands are in there, as well as elephants, tiger ones, as you can see here, early tigers, etc. And even some nice colour scheme plans as well that you can see here. Awesome book. I certainly will use it for a reference material. It might even give me a basis for ideas of dioramas as well. So, and it gives you a history about the tigers in the Second World War generally and what they came up against. So there you go. But it's an awesome book. I'm glad I got it in my reference material, I'll tell you. And to be honest with you, snapping these three up for 30 quid, that is damn good, I tell you. So it's always worth keeping your eye out for some bargains at Telford. Also I got from the Sam publication stand was this, which is Dutch Leopard 1, Armed Fist of the Royal Dutch Army. Again, I've done a book review on this. I think it was a video before this one. This I'll be using as reference material for my upcoming Leopard build, specifically because it's actually got the version that I'm going to be modelling, which is the Leopard 1 Kampfpanzer by Tamiya. I possibly might see if I can source some aftermarket decals for it in Dutch Army. If not, then obviously I will be using the decals in the kit. But either way, it's going to be it's an awesome book. As I say, if you haven't seen my video, check it out. Okay. Again, I got this one I think for about a tenner, so I did very well out of that. Another couple of books I actually got for £10 each, if I can find them. Is this one, these ones, the Metallics Volume 1 and Volume 2, issued by AK. It gives you the various techniques you can use for metallizers in their metal paint range. I've heard they're very good. I haven't actually got any at the moment, but I will be getting some in, possibly for some builds next year. I'll give you a quick flick through. Various techniques, as you can see here, colour variation, what you can get hold of, main metals in modelling, as you can see here with the exhaust burns, as you can see here. It's very realistic. Gold, aluminium, bronze, etc. You've got a comparison test here. Various techniques that you can use on models. I mean, for instance, on this fire engine, and also on this fuselage of looks like P-38, to be honest with you, one of the twin booms. And then again, going on to armour, with their tubed metal effects, true metal effects, you can use them on the tracks, on the wheels for wear and tear, as you can see there. Even on, say for instance, well, sci-fi as well. This Mirage, as you can see here, and here's Rayleigh one. All sorts of techniques which you can see here. So it's a great source material. I mean, look at this. This P51 looks gorgeous, and it just shows you the various graduation processes you can use on metallics. Brilliant techniques, great source material, and there's the end result. You can see there, absolutely gorgeous. And even on this shooting star as well, Absolutely gorgeous. And there's the engine, which you can see here for a Fuga Magister. Various colour tonal variations with the heat, etc. that you can use. This is a good one from the very first Star Wars film, as you can see here, with the is it the desert space thing where they were having the race. Again on the old cars as well, various techniques you can use. Terminator 2, so yeah, brilliant books, they really are. And even on motorcycle models, there you go, look at that, beautiful. So they really are a good source for reference. I heartily recommend it. I've snapped these two up for a tenner each. There you go. So that was what I got as regards reading material. Now, as regards washes, etc. Well, got 3 Flory model washes as well. Dark Dirt wash. Got them for about, I think it was about £12 they were doing as a deal. Not that I don't use UMP as well, but I do like to try and experiment across the various ranges, as it were. So no taking nothing away from you guys at UMP either, but I like to try all sorts of products. Another one which I've heard about and I managed to obtain was the Vallejo Mud Effects. I managed to get the Splash Mud for the European theatre, okay, Splash Mud for the Russian theatre as well, which is slightly darker, Thick Mud for the brown mud as well. What else? Let's push these back a bit forward so you can see them all. And I also managed to get Thick Mud in Russia as well. Also some more Splash Mud, which I think is just a general sort of Splash Mud as it was there, and also some Pigment Binder, which I haven't actually got, so I'm going to try that out as well. This lot I got for 15 quid. Not bad, eh? So there you go. It just proves that you need to shop around at that show. And I also managed to snap up, and I'm going to have a go at this, is some Squadron filler as well, green putty. I got that for £5.25. Another little accessory I got, which is for my dioramas, which is made by a company called Pagoscene, were these little sort of floral flowers, which will come in handy if you're doing a sort of a Normandy diorama or anything based around about the summer. So I just saw those and I thought, yeah, they're going to come in handy, especially as regards the grass tufts. So if they're anything like those, they're going to be awesome. So I got those. The other thing I managed to snap up, obviously, was some evergreen styrene sheet. So I've got those. I think I got those for about, hang on, that's £9, £13.50 for the 3. So that was good. I've got a couple of .30 and a couple of .30, not .40, .30 and a 1.40. Some of these I'm probably used for aerials on some of my armour vehicles, or maybe internal detail work on aircraft, I don't know, because the ones that I actually managed to get from my dad's old sort of workshop, they're starting to run out now, so I saw these and snapped them up straight away. So that's the tools part out. I did manage to actually get 3 kits as well whilst I was there. One which Tim Iverts kindly put aside for me, which is going to come handy for my V1 and V2 group build, which is coming up, which is the dawn of the age of the cruise missile group build. It's the old Dragon V2. Tim had this up in his loft, and he managed to basically bring it down and bring it to the show for me. So Tim, thanks ever so much, bud, and I did a very good deal with him on that. I can't remember how much I paid for it now, but it was very, very good. Unfortunately, Tim forgot to put the instructions in, but kindly enough, he sent them to me, and I got them within a week. So again, Tim, thanks ever so much for doing that for us, bud. And that's Tim at Cheap Kits and Bits, so check out his Facebook page. Okay. And also, whilst I was there, on the UMP stand, I got myself a Tiger Shark. This is a what if version, because as we well know, the Tiger Shark never actually saw frontline service. There was only 2 prototypes ever built and tested, but the program actually got cancelled in about, I think, 1989, 1990. But Freedom Kits have actually brought out a series of them. One, a 2-seater, which I think has got the Sundowners markings on it. The prototype, and obviously this version, which I thought was the most colourful one. And this is basically a what if sort of version if it had been used in the Gulf War, as it were. So I've had a look at it. It's a beautiful looking kit, fine crisp detail. If you can, go onto UMP's website, or possibly try on Freedom Kit's website, and see if you can snap one up. I will possibly be doing an inbox review of this sometime this month, if not then January. Okay, but it's an awesome looking kit, I have to tell you. And the final kit I managed to get hold of, and it's only just recently been released, and I've done an inbox review on this, is of course Airfix's 1/48 Curtis P40B Warhawk. This is going to go very well with the Zero I've got in my stash. It's basically of a unit which was based at Pearl Harbor during the time of the attack, or you can do it in the version of the Flying Tigers. Excellent looking detail around the interior, and as ever, Airfix have upped their game and produced a beautiful looking kit in this, and I would heartily recommend you go and snap one up, guys. It is a gorgeous kit. And whilst I was also there, I managed to get some other sort of products. I think a company by the name of, if I can get the packing label out, what's the name of the company? They're doing a deal on a starter diorama set. They are called Tremendous, scenics.co.uk, so check them out. The guy did me a very good deal at the stall, which I think, if I remember rightly, was about £14. And you get a bumper pack set like this for your trees. You've got grass in there and a nice sort of mat for long grass, and you've got the glue and everything in there, and an instruction set. Basically, if you haven't done a diorama before, he was selling them on the stand, so I managed to snap one up, and that was near the end of the show. So there you go. And I managed to get myself a couple of bases as well. I can't remember the name of the company, unfortunately. But if I do, I will mention it in the next video, or video next month. There's a couple of bases I managed to get, and guess how much I got those for? Believe it or not, that much. £5 each. Absolutely awesome. And I'll be using one of these for the Leopard group build. So that will be very, very handy indeed, because that's actually something I did have on my shopping list. And finally, I actually saw a stand of some figures which were absolutely gorgeous, and I've seen them advertised on Facebook by Gordon Mai at hotmail.com, and his son also does some as well. Well, these. The first one is Old Monty in his cupola. They're all resin, and they're actually made by Pavel Oveka. That one I just couldn't resist, because I obviously want to have some practice at doing some figure painting, and I couldn't find a finer tribute than doing that one to old Montgomery. Really, it's a beautiful looking figure. I might do an inbox review of that one. It's full resin, And not only that, the another one that caught my eye was this one. It's in, again, I think 1/9 scale, same as the bust of a British airborne sniper, 1944, circa around about the time of Arnhem. And that is going to look a cracking figure. The detail on it is absolutely exquisite. And apparently the guy was telling me they actually originally get these 3D printed before they actually do the mold process. There you go. So basically, guys, that's what I thought I'd run through on this month's monthly update, is what I managed to get a tell to. But as I say, as regards the stash report, I will possibly do that later in the week. Okay. Anyway, I've been dragging on for about, well, how long now? About 23 minutes. So I'm going to finish now. I hope you enjoyed the video. As I say, I will be doing a further stash report video later in the week. Anyway, carry on with those great builds out there. I'm all catching up with most of your videos. You're doing superb builds. Specifically, Frankie Day, who's doing one on the USS Ward. That looks absolutely beautiful, Frankie. So keep up the good work, bud. Mike Cohen, he did recently a review of his builds of this year, so check that out. And Warren Blanche has just recently completed Tamiya Messerschmitt ME BF 109, I think E1 or E3. Looked absolutely gorgeous, Warren, so well done on that, bud. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. So until the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon.